Peace through strength, the warrior ethos, lethality, unity of purpose, those are not slogans. They're the beating heart of what it means to wear the uniform, that uniform.
At 003:45 local time in the dark, tense waters of the Strait of Hormuz, US Marines and Navy SEALs launched from the USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Tripoli carried out a bold and highly coordinated secret strike that successfully captured a major Iranian missile fuel shipment. The Iranian cargo ship MV Noor 2 was attempting to smuggle hundreds of tons of highly refined solid rocket propellant and missile fuel oxidizers destined for IRGC ballistic missile production facilities deep inside Iran. This shipment, if delivered, would have significantly boosted Iran's ability to threaten the region with long-range missiles. Operation Fuel Grab had just begun on the flight decks, well decks, and briefing rooms of the USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Tripoli. The joint force prepared with silent intensity and professional focus. Navy SEALs from DevGru carefully checked their suppressed Mk-18 carbines, night vision goggles, waterproof breaching kits, combat knives, and specialized boarding equipment. US Marines from the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit tightened their plate carriers, loaded extra magazines for M4A1 rifles and M249 SAW machine guns, and packed flashbangs, flex cuffs, medical trauma kits, and chemical detection gear. Rigid-hulled inflatable boats, RHIBs, were quietly lowered into the calm black water, while MH-60S Nighthawk and MH-60R Seahawk helicopters spun up on the flight decks, door gunners locked and loaded with heavy machine guns. Every operator moved with purpose and discipline. The mission was clear: intercept the ship, neutralize any resistance, secure the dangerous missile fuel cargo, and bring both the vessel and its illicit shipment under full US control before it could reach Iranian ports. At 04:05, the operation launched. 4 RHIBs carrying mixed teams of Navy SEALs and Marines raced across the dark sea toward the Iranian cargo ship, which was running with minimal lights in an attempt to slip through the strait undetected. Overhead, 2 MH-60R Seahawks took up protective orbits, their powerful FLIR cameras and searchlights scanning every inch of the target vessel. From the USS Abraham Lincoln, 2 F-35C Lightning II stealth fighters maintained high-altitude cover, their advanced sensors feeding real-time data to the assault teams and standing ready to deliver precision strikes if Iranian forces attempted to interfere. The Iranian ship ignored repeated radio warnings to heave to and prepare for boarding. As the RHIBs closed the final distance, 2 IRGC speedboats suddenly launched from the ship's side and opened fire with heavy machine guns and RPGs. Tracers sliced through the night air toward the American assault craft. The response was immediate, overwhelming, and precise. Door gunners on the Seahawks returned accurate suppressive fire, raking the Iranian speedboats. The lead RHIB's mounted .50 caliber machine gun opened up, forcing one boat to veer sharply away, damaged and smoking. A single Hellfire missile from an F-35C streaked down from above and struck the second speedboat with clinical accuracy, turning it into a bright orange fireball that lit up the water before sinking rapidly. At 04:18, the boarding assault began in earnest. Navy SEALs and Marines used grappling hooks and caving ladders to scale the tall hull of the MV Noor 2 under continuous covering fire. Once on deck, the teams moved with lethal efficiency and speed. Flashbangs detonated with brilliant white light and deafening cracks as they cleared the superstructure, bridge, and upper decks. Iranian crew members and armed IRGC guards attempted brief but desperate resistance with AK-47s and pistols, but they were quickly overwhelmed by the superior firepower and training of the SEALs and Marines. Within minutes, the bridge was fully secured, the captain and senior officers detained, and the engine room taken under firm control. Below deck, specialized search teams conducted a rapid but thorough sweep of the cargo holds. What they discovered was the real prize of the mission: multiple reinforced, climate-controlled containers filled with hundreds of tons of highly refined solid rocket propellant and missile fuel oxidizers. The dangerous shipment was clearly labeled for IRGC use and was sophisticated enough to power advanced ballistic missiles. Chemical detection teams confirmed the cargo's composition, while photographers and intelligence specialists documented everything in detail. The fuel was far too valuable and far too dangerous to be left in Iranian hands. While the boarding teams consolidated control on the ship, the USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Tripoli maintained a strong protective screen around the area. Any Iranian coastal radar or patrol boat that attempted to approach was immediately jammed or warned off by the carrier strike group. The F-35Cs continued to circle overhead, ensuring no further interference could develop. By 0510, the MV Noor 2 was completely under United States control. The ship was turned around and placed under armed escort by US Navy vessels steaming from the Lincoln strike group. The captured missile fuel shipment remained intact and securely locked in the holds under heavy guard. At 0555, the last Navy SEALs and Marines exfiltrated back to their RHIBs and helicopters. The assault force returned safely to the decks of the USS Abraham Lincoln and USS Tripoli with 0 casualties and 0 damage to American assets. The Iranian ship and its high-value illicit cargo were now steaming under full American escort toward a secure location for further inspection, analysis, and eventual disposal. The secret strike in the Strait of Hormuz delivered a major and humiliating blow to Iran's ballistic missile program. Hundreds of tons of critical missile fuel that could have been used to threaten regional stability and arm terror proxies were now firmly in US hands. Iran's ability to rapidly reconstitute and expand its missile arsenal had been severely disrupted in one precise, well-executed night operation. The message to Tehran was loud, clear, and unmistakable. The United States will not allow missile fuel, weapons components, or any material supporting terror activities to flow freely through the Strait of Hormuz. When US Marines and Navy SEALs strike from the decks of the Lincoln and Tripoli, they strike fast, they strike hard, and they leave with whatever they came for. Operation Fuel Grab was a complete success. The Strait of Hormuz remained open and secure, and another vital pillar of Iran's terror machinery had been neutralized by American naval and special operations forces.